Hey y'all see the title. Um the people that's been watching me for a while, that's been with me for a while, y'all know what I'm talking about. Now to the newer folks that's been with me 5 years or less, I used to take the emails of people that would email me stuff because I got them blocked, but my email is in the what you know where everybody is. You can get the email address for anybody with a YouTube channel. And so they would send me these goofy emails, men and women, and I would put them, but mainly women, and I would put them on the screen. I'd block out their name and everything. I'm quite sure, like I said, if you one of the ones that been around for a while, if you remember, just say I remember. Put it in there. And I come outside and the dog going. Oh, okay, that's because it's two dudes walking down the street. Anyway, I used to do that, put them on the screen, and we go line by line. Well, what they started doing is they start reporting you to YouTube for reading an email that they sent you on air, and YouTube would label it as cyberbullying and give you a community strike. So I'm not doing that no more. But and like I say, and if you put I remember, if you one of the ones that's been around long enough to remember when I used to do those used to be a scream. But the juice ain't worth the squeeze on some things. But anyway, so got an email again, but I'm not putting it up on the screen. We're just going to talk. We're going to talk about this person in the third person. Well, not even this person directly, in the third person. And it's about the video that I just put up, 2 days ago? About the woman explaining, chick-splaining, because they say mansplaining. So I'll say chick-splaining her reasoning behind rather being in the woods with a bear than a man. Cool, that's your choice. It's insane, but you have the right to be insane. And I didn't say anything in the video. I just played what she said. I didn't interrupt. I didn't add none of my commentary. I popped up her video. She talked, blah, 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 but when a man answered the question, she gave the answer, and that was it. Not a word from me. But I guess that still ain't good enough when you're dealing with some birds. Some birds, of course. Now, my response, I did respond via email back to this person. So I'm like, so everything that you're using to make this comment to me was created by a man. You're on a phone, or you're on a computer, a laptop, a desktop, whatever. You're on the internet. Well, how does the internet get to you? Satellites, towers, node heads, cable. Who builds and constructs this stuff? Men. Oh, and I had one go, oh, well, what you talking about, man? I used to work, when I used to work at, what did he say he worked at? Caterpillar. Yeah, guy. Yeah, when I worked at Caterpillar, we had a female QC tech. Great. No diss to women. I don't be dissing chicks on stuff like that. But and this was a dude, and I asked him, I said, cool. How many QC techs did y'all have there at Holt? Not at Holt, the Caterpillar. At the Caterpillar plant. What do you mean? Well, was she the only QC tech? No, you got a whole bunch of them. So let me guess, the whole bunch of them that you talking about were men with that one female, right? Hooray for her, for real. Oh, no joke. But dude, listen to what you saying. You're kind of proving my point. And like, dude, well, you airborne, this, that, and other. You combat arms and airborne and air assault and all that other stuff. I remember when you used to have your picture in uniform and your avatar. I did. That's when I first started YouTube, and I was a prepper /gun channel. I took that shit down. Well, YouTube took it down for me, but I'm not reusing that avatar either. I said, yeah. I said, but dude, when I went to, okay, the average person that goes to jump school is going to be a man. That goes to air assault school is going to be a man. That goes to Pathfinder school is going to be a man. Okay, so you want me to go hip hop hooray for the less than 1%? But when the bullets start flying, that less than 1% ain't gonna win this fucking war. We are. That less than 1% ain't gonna fight the fucking war. We are. The hell you talking about? Remember that chick? She got and this, that, and other in Iraq. She in a transportation company. She ain't a gun toter. What are you talking about? Know who you talking about before you start talking about somebody. Please. Anyway, but look, do you have a job? Yeah. Do you have a car? Yeah. More than who built that car you drive? Who works at the plants? Who farms the rubber to make the tires that's on your car? Who smelts the steel and aluminum that goes into building your car? Who stamps it into pieces and whatnot and my mom worked at Chrysler at the stamping plant. She retired from Chrysler. And she worked on the stamping line for like 5 years and the assembly line for like 2 years. And then she went to something else because know what my mom used to say? That's man's work. This shit is heavy. And she took it because it was more money. And she's like, nah, put me back. And then she was on trim, the trim when they put, the chrome trim and pinstripes and trim. I don't know how aiming the squirters for the windshield wipers and putting the blades on got to do with trim, but that was part of the job too. But then when she made Super, then she ain't online at all. She behind a desk. Well, sort of, but she is walking the floor. Dad, same thing, but Dad, he just banged it out. He was always assembly line until he became a shop steward. But anyway, that's my mom and dad. But the same thing, like everything I said, you live in a house. Yeah. That house was built by men. That house was built by men. I said men drove the trucks that hauled the bricks out to build that house. Guess who made the bricks? Guess who works in the quarry, who operates the heavy machinery and these mining quarries to get the materials, and the stones and the aggregates and everything to make bricks, mortar, and concrete? It's men. Wood. Who's out there in the wood line? Who's sourcing the wood? Who's out there cutting trees? I mean, look at one of them Axemen videos, yeah, you got to dramatize it for television, but at the end of the day, that wood frame that you have for your house, unless you live in a barn dough with a steel frame, somebody went out in the woods with a fucking chainsaw and cut them trees down. Somebody ran the high line so they can high line the trees up to a rally point so they can have the grappler, load them on trailers, and the trailer and on the tractor trailers, and them to haul them to a sawmill to get them cut into the various lengths and sizes of wood that they need. Somebody had to paint it. Somebody ran the wiring. Somebody had to work at the plant to actually make the wires and cables that go in your house. Smelting the copper. The plastics, the styrenes, the polys, which comes from crude oil. The plastic stuff that you see, that comes from oil. Y'all know, oil's bad. You got an iPhone? Yeah. Is oil in? You got a phone? Yeah. You wearing clothes? Ain't no oil in my clothes. Look up the word poly. Just poly. polystyrene. You know what I'm saying? Polyester. It comes from oil. Who's out here in the Eagle Ford where I'm at right now, drilling, poking holes in the ground to get that crude oil out of the ground to manufacture and make stuff? Some of it goes into diesel, which the diesel trucks that bring all the food and groceries and everything to the grocery stores that somebody had to build and put plumbing and electricity and everything in. Ladies, shut up. Men built this world. I'm not saying women there aren't a small speck of women that's contributed this. Don't tell me about the black woman, about the NASA thing. I knew that in freaking high school and I'm an old dude. Shut up. Stop trying to cheer. But for every, like we saying in airborne school, for that one chick that came through the class this year, one chick, we put out 60 people, unless they got injured or bowload or what. But anyway, 60 people every 3 weeks. 60 people every 3 weeks per class. We would have to, do you know how long we would have to stop men going to jump school to try to fill it up with enough women and to do what? And the one chick, she was what was she? She wasn't a medic. I can't even remember what she was, but it don't even matter. Look, nobody's demeaning or bemoaning or belittling or low rating women. I'm telling you the truth, whether you like it or not. You walking on your concrete sidewalk, that sidewalk was poured by men. It was framed, dug out, and poured by men. The quarry where the materials, the limestone, the gravel, the silt, all that came from is ran by men, worked in by men. Men operate the machines, the big dozers, the crawlers, everything at that quarry. Those machines at the quarries were built by men. That is, the road to get in and out of there, the street that runs in front of your fucking house, the house that was built by men, was paid by men. I used to do that for a living. I worked at Keller Construction. Know where the women were at Keller Construction? All of them. It wasn't that many. It's like 5, take that back, 5. They worked in the office in air conditioning. They ain't work out here with us. They wasn't on this bucket loader what I am. And then when I graduated from the ditch to a backhoe, to a CTL, to a full-size bucket loader, and then to a road grader. They wasn't out here. They didn't go to Mr. Keller, say, Mr. Keller, I'm tired of sitting in this freaking air conditioning. I want to go out here and get some dirt under my nails and in my hair and sweat on my face with the men, because I can do everything they can do. I can do better. I can do anything better than them. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. And then I got a whole bunch of women, and I'm going to stop with this because I'm quite sure y'all get it. Ain't no women out here humping drive in the garbage, refuse. When the last time you seen a chick driving, throwing trash cans? If you've ever seen one. I seen a whole bunch of cashiers at my local HEB, which is great. But who built here we go. Who built the HEB? Who built that? Think of what it takes to go in the building, this giant building or skyscraper or whatever stadium for wherever you're at that your NFL team plays in, or your NBA team plays in, or your NASCAR track is, Darlington. You know what I mean? The firecracker for the Michigan, the Brickyard. They're built by men. So how about you just enjoy the shit that men sweat and labor for to produce for the world? you included, for other men and you. Why don't you just accept and just enjoy and revel in the shit that people has given their lives to produce for you, instead of bemoaning them while you're sitting in a fucking air-conditioned house.
Just crazy.
That was built by men and running air conditioning. You know I'm gonna say it. And when you get and go into a refrigerator to get food and cook, and then later on pee or poop it out in a toilet that was installed by who? That was made by who? And to go in the plumbing system, to go out into the sewer system that was made and engineered and built by who? And maintained by who? Some of y'all, I wish the bear would actually come get y'all asses and shit. Bear, Mr. Bear, what? Please take. And then when stuff happens, like the one in the video that I just put up 2 days ago, when the bear mauled her ass, she called 911. Who did the police department send out? Who did they send out? Who did emergency services send out? Men with guns to shoot the bear. Sometime you need to have one of these. There you go. Enjoy. Just bask in it. Stop fighting it, because you know you can't make it. Oh, and forgot. I was gonna say I stepped over myself. I know a whole bunch of women that tell me, them hoes need to shut the flip up. I ain't trying to work in no goddamn brickyard. Them hoes need to shut the flip up. I ain't trying to get a job on no oil rig talking about men keep them out of them spots. No, they don't. Go. Okay, so you've applied for one of those and you were denied? Really? Soak it in. Enjoy it. And drink you up. Yeah, that's about it. Guess I wonder who built this. I know who maintains it. I know who operates it.